The Delhi elections are on its peak, and so are the allegations between BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. To give us more insights on the same and his political opinion, we are currently in an exclusive conversation with Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. Sir, I appreciate your time. My first question to you would be, sir, what is your reading of the Delhi elections? It is 3 weeks till the votes are to be casted. Where do you think that the elections are heading towards?
You know, in most electoral processes, it's the last 3 weeks which really matter. But more important than this, I think, is the fact that Delhi, the elections are of crucial importance, because not only because it's Delhi, but it's the capital city of Delhi. But it assumes another significant importance because for the last 10 years, Delhi has been in the hands of a political startup which has used the mob as an instrument of policy, which believes that it is in order to summon the chief secretary of the state government in the middle of the night to the chief minister's residence, beat him up, to raid the offices of a senior officer, remove files from there, to have one of their own members of parliament beaten up by a bouncer in the residence of the chief minister. It's a bizarre setup. Plus, they have been lying through their teeth. This is a political startup which had its beginnings in an anti-corruption Andolan initiated by Anna Hazare ji, and it has become the most corrupt political outfit anywhere in the world. With a great deal of confidence, you can say they would get a prize in terms of global rankings. They are so corrupt. Just to give you one example, you know, the amount of scams that have been chasing them. I just meant one liquor scam. It's one thing to give a person a free bottle of liquor if he's buying one, but it's quite another thing to, in terms of the ethical coordinates and the moral coordinates, to set up a sharab ka theka outside a gurdwara, to set up a sharab ka theka outside a school, and in RWAs. And then I am amazed at the audacity of these people. One of their candidates, Atishi ji, she says she wants to get some crowdfunding done because she wants 40 lakhs for our election. I have not done this calculation, but Sandeep Dixit ji has. And he has said that they are hiring volunteers at 500 rupees a day, and that in each constituency they are spending 4 to 5 crores on volunteers. If you're spending 4 to 5 crores in each constituency on volunteers, and you've got 70 constituencies, why do you want 40 lakhs of rupees from crowdfunding? I'm not going into the rights or wrong of it. He was supposed to produce world-class infrastructure in education, in health. He gives guarantees. His guarantees are cheap a dozen. He gave 2 guarantees for Punjab. One is that every entitled sister in a family would get 1,000 rupees a month. It's been 36 months since the promise was given. Not a single pie has been received. So much so that when he talks about replicating the scheme in Delhi, our children, our sisters from Punjab come here to protest. He said he will give Punjab a Nasha Mukt state. The drug mafia is running riot there. And every day when you open the TV here, the example of Punjab is coming through a Nasha Mukt Aam Aadmi Party leader. So, you know, if I don't clean up the Jamuna ji, don't vote for me, I will not even ask you for a vote. This is something he said in 2015, he repeated in 2020. Today, the only discussion on Jamuna ji is whether the pollution levels are 500 times or 2,000 times more than the prescribed levels. Why is he asking for votes? By his own admission. And schools, I will build new hospitals. No hospital has been built. I will build a technical university in Mundka. There's a promise made in 2019. Now he says in 24, no, I will do it in the next 5 years. You know, for everything that he was supposed to do, he has an excuse. This is why I called him the shoot and scoot brand of politics. And with a straight face, he says, मैं तो करना चाहता हूँ, LG साहब नहीं होने देते. अरे भाई, where was LG Saab when in the midst of the COVID, you went ahead and constructed a Sheesh Mahal? In one day, he got permission for demolition and for new construction. He gave an estimate something of, I don't know how much, 9 crores and spent 343% on top of that. It's bizarre what they are doing. Bizarre. It's the most corrupt outfit. Guarantees for Delhi or for any other place. I've got a series of them. I mean, if you want, I can run you through some of them. This Sheesh Mahal that he's built, there are TV consoles costing 20, 30 or lakhs more. There's a mini bar for 4.8 lakhs, L-shaped sofa for 6.4 lakhs, treadmill and gym equipment for 18.5 lakhs, kitchen equipment for 40 lakhs. You can go on and on.
And sir, this is something which the BJP leaders have been reciting, that it is mentioned in the CAG report as well. But leaders on the Aam Aadmi Party side, they are saying CAG report hai kahan pe?
No, that is another story. That's another. This issue came up in response to a petition filed by the Delhi MLAs, and the Honorable Judge heard it yesterday morning, and hearings were continuing. During the morning, he said that the manner in which you are delaying the submission of the CAG report, it casts serious doubts on your bona fides. Now, this is a learned judge's language, which is mild. When you say it has cast doubts on the bona fides, it means you're a liar. This is what it comes down to. Now the hearing is continuing. Yesterday, Mr. Jethmalani appearing on our behalf, I think has not concluded. Then the other side will argue. It has been listed for the 16th. But one way or the other, it's an open and shut case. There are 14 CAG reports. I mean, a CAG report, by its very process, if there's a CAG investigation into something, all parties are given an opportunity to place their views there. And only then the report comes. And once a report comes in a situation like this, you're supposed to give it to the speaker, or you're supposed to send it to the LG. Now this, in India, in a democracy, nothing ever remains hidden. I mean, if there is some wrongdoing, some act of omission or commission, it comes out. But I think the time has come for these 14 reports to be filed. And the very fact that it's not been filed speaks volumes for their levels of integrity.
Sir, you are one of the very, very senior leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party.
I'm a karyakarta.
Worker as well, right, sir? What makes you believe that this time people are going to vote for the BJP party in Delhi?
Because I have great respect for the Indian voter. I have great respect for the Indian voter, no matter wherever. And the Delhi voter is also not immature. Delhi voter is very mature. And after having faced this guy for 10 years, they will know what is doable and what is not doable. He has not delivered on any promise. Today, when you talk about the education system, I'll just give you the figure of how many students failed class 9 in Delhi. 1 lakh students have failed class 9. 50,000 students have failed class 11. 38,000 students in 100 schools don't have desks and benches. The Delhi Vigilance Commissioner has flagged a scam of 1,300 crores in the construction of classrooms. In 2020, he announced a scheme that 100 Dalit children would be given scholarships to go abroad. One of my colleagues, Harish Khurana, he filed an RTI application. He told since 2020, only 5 students have got it. 100. Can you believe it? If 5 lakhs rupees can be given or more money can be given, students who are there from the Dalit community, they will not come and apply. So they say one thing and do another. I'll tell you, give you other, he turned around and said that, "Main to aam aadmi hoon, I will wear a muffler, I will sit in the front seat of an R car, I don't want wagon R, I don't have a lal batti." There was an RTI query as to how much money the Delhi government has spent on his car, and the answer was 1 crore 45 lakhs.
It's a huge money.
1 crore 45 lakhs on his cars. And that other person, what's his name, Manish Sisodia, on him 50 lakhs, 45 to 50 lakhs. So these are, you know, I mean, he said that, very interesting, he had promised a sports university in Mundka area in Delhi in 2019. After 5 years, he says he would build the university next time if he gets re-elected. He had promised 20,000 litres to every citizen of Delhi, but the Delhi citizens are having to rely on the tanker mafia. Delhi are receiving dirty water filled with toxins. Areas like Piragidi, Northwest Delhi, Outer Delhi, Rohini, Kanjawala, Saboli village, dirty water filled with toxin. He talks about free electricity. You know what has happened in the electricity bills? One slums, if Chitravahar got a high electricity bill of 34,000 rupees, 70% of Delhi people have their bills over 2,000 rupees. So where is the low-cost electricity? Now I can tell you, whatever else you do, just look at the things that they have said in terms of what they will supply to the common people and see what the delivery there is.
Sir, also in the current political discourse where the BJP is continuously raising the issues like Sheesh Mahal, on the other side, Raj Mahal is currently being talked about. You talk about the liquor policy issue as well. So amid the same, do you think that the core issues like the pollution, the traffic congestion or the big garbage mountains in the capital city, these are the kind of issues which have gone for a toss?
They are not being ignored. They are being upfront in any analysis. You talk about the pollution levels first. 100%. Even on the day is clear and the AQI has fallen, you'll still talk about pollution. That's a given. Because the choking of the lungs takes place to Delhi. Look at the state of our children. Look at the respiratory diseases which they are having to go through. Look at but along with the pollution is all the other stuff that he has polluted. The health system, the education system.
But this is something which they talk about, that this is the kind of work which is their legacy.
No, you know, what they talk about is we are world class. He quoted the Secretary General of the UN. Secretary General of the UN came and had dinner with me, former one, Ban Ki-moon. And I asked him, he said he showed me 2 schools. I said, that's what he'll do. He has 2 schools which are model schools. He showed it to visitors. All the other are no desks. So you have a very serious problem here on your hands. And I think you have to, if nothing else, keep showing him the mirror on what he says. And I think he's melting now. Now I am, for the first time, as the election is beginning to gain momentum, we still have 3 weeks. Today we are in a stage where Kejriwal, one of these days, he will not throw up his hands, but he will also realize that he's been surrounded.
So correct me if I am wrong. Your birthplace is capital city. You are a resident of Delhi. You have seen Delhi evolve over the decades now. Are you happy with the current state of the capital city, or how exactly should a model capital city be like? Or what are the changes would you like to see?
I was born in 1952. I was born at a time when the population of Delhi had gone up from 8 lakhs prior to the partition and independence to about 22 lakhs when I was born. When you're very young, you don't understand these things. But I went to school in Delhi, all right? I used to travel from Ramakrishnapura to Lajpat Nagar in a school bus, and I've seen the city come up, okay? I went to university in Delhi, 5 years as a student then. I've seen Delhi, it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and I've seen it subjected to ruin in the last 10 years with Mr. Kejriwal. What you talked about, the legacy dump site, that is only part of the problem. Real problem is systems are not in place. I mean, schools don't have teachers. It's as simple as that. I mean, today you have a situation where he's not hired a single regular teacher in the last so many years. Their schools have shortages of teachers. He says he's building new schools. He's not. Then he's changed when he's confronted. He says, I'm building classroom, but he's counting toilets as classroom. He says he wants to provide drinking water. The slums don't have drinking water. He's providing very large amount of money to people living in posh colonies. The poor people living in slums are getting hardly any water. They're entirely dependent on the tanker mafia. And there's a reasonable good basis that all these guys are mixed up with each other. You create an artificial shortage situation. And then, I mean, what did he do during the COVID? He says he has a world-class healthcare system, but those mohalla clinics collapsed. And had it not been for Modi ji's 224 crore vaccines that he built, that he produced and distributed free, Delhi would have collapsed. Then when he came to oxygen, these guys were black marketing. Delhi has a population of 2 crores plus. UP has a population of 20 crores. He asked for 3 times more oxygen in Delhi. What is he doing? Black marketing it. So, Mr. Kejriwal is a strong case to answer. When he said allegation, no, we are only placing the facts before the people. And I just went for one of our candidates' opening of office, and I'll be getting involved in the process. And I think all of us will not miss an opportunity to shine a mirror to him. When you tell him, "Arey kya kiya? Wo kahan gaye garibon ke ghar?" "Arey bana ke diye 4 crore Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana mein. 3 crore aur bana rahe hain. Aapne kya kiya?"
So talking further about this Garibo Ka Ghar or the Jughi cluster, so to say, Delhi LG VK Saxena in the beginning of the month of October in the year 2024, he said there needs to be some police action against the illegal immigrants who are coming all the way from Bangladesh and they are gradually become the voter of the capital city. Arvind Kejriwal on the other side, national convener of the Aam Aadmi Party, had gone on to say that it is Hardeep Singh Puri who...
No, that he has been caught with that. Listen. There was a statement made which was clarified by the Home Ministry on that day itself. But are you seriously, Arvind Kejriwal is going to suggest that these illegal infiltrators will come and vote for us, BJP? No one has ever suggested it. He's got an MLA called Amanatullah who's on record saying we've provided 10,000 rupees. We've taken 10,000 rupees and brought in these infiltrators. Then we've taken another 5,000 rupees to get them an Aadhaar card. Then two of their MLAs, I think one is some Goel. Mohinder Goel, who's been caught by the police. So these guys are doing this as an organized racket. And in any case, the BJP's value system and the BJP's system doesn't fit in with this.
So also since the inception of the Aam Aadmi Party, there is new culture, new trend that we are witnessing about the freebie culture. And this is something which is replicated in other states like MP, Maharashtra or opposition states like Jharkhand as well.
See,
do you think that your party as well is compelled with the same?
I'll tell you something. There's a fundamental difference between what we say and do. But in this context, I won't get into a discussion because the BJP manifesto should be available in the next 2 days. And I don't want to prejudge the manifesto.
So you don't want to prejudge?
But I can tell you there's a difference. If he talks about, say, somewhere 300 units of free electricity, what do? The Prime Minister has a scheme whereby you come and take a subsidy from us, you put a rooftop solar panel, you produce free electricity from that, use 300 units free for your use, rest you put a electric charging station, a charging at your own residence, you can charge your electric vehicle with it, then rest we have a synchronous grid, you give it to the grid and we'll pay you the money for it. That is productive use. The difference is, if I give you free fish to eat, that's one thing. If I teach you how to fish and you become productive and are able to fish and eat for yourself and sell your fish, it's a very different thing. Look, the fact of the matter is, wherever the BJP has run, we get our economics and finances right. Wherever there have been governments like the Aam Aadmi Party or Congress, and we provide more facilities. Even today, we are providing cooking gas to beneficiaries of the Ujjwala scheme for as little as 5 rupees a day. Today, we are providing for non-Ujjwala beneficiaries 15 rupees a day. 80 crore people are getting free 3 meals of dry ration in a day. We are providing all this virtually free of cost. This is one way of doing it. This is the corrupt and non-productive way of doing it.
So allow me to expand this particular point. While the Aam Aadmi Party, they say that if they come to power, they are going to provide 2100
they won't come
for the
to
women.
power, that's a different issue.
Right, sir. Congress on the other side, they say, no, we are going to provide 2500.
They don't know that they are not going to come to power here or anyone else.
But do you think this culture is very much dangerous and this is making political parties like you as well to come?
As I said, normally when you talk about this culture, the saying is it's a race to the bottom. That's what but I'm not going to talk about it because it will be unfair. You see, if somebody says he is going to give 8,500 rupees for every unemployed youth, I'm not going to comment on it. I will comment on it through my manifesto. We are a serious political party. When we prepare our Ghoshna Patra or our Sankalp Patra, there's discussion at every stage, at the mandal level, at the district level, at other levels, and it goes to the senior party leadership. We take a considered view on this after considering all facts. So I would suggest we wait for the BJP manifesto to come, which should be available in a day or two.
Sir, as we speak, it appears like that the narrative currently for the Delhi Assembly elections, it is currently under the control of Arvind Kejriwal. He is on the attack mode. The Bharatiya Janata Party is on the defensive mode. Do you think that the BJP is lacking a face in the local unit for the capital city?
Not at all. First of all, I don't agree with the analysis that he's in. Today, the narrative is being driven by the political process. The very fact that we are bringing out his many guarantees, I have, during the interaction with you, Nikhilji, I have pointed out to so many things which he said he didn't do. So he can't run away from that. And when we say something, when Amit Shah ji makes a statement to 300 informal settlement representatives, it stings him straight away. And next day he makes a statement. So he's the one who's reacted. When I say something, he says, no, unko to arrest kar dena chahiye. Arey bhai, maine kaha kya, tumne kya kiya, dekh to lo. Tumhare Amanatullah ne kya kiya, Mohinder Goyal ne kya kiya. So I think it's very much that the political temperature is rising. But the most serious part is, he said in 2012, अगर CAG ना होता तो कांग्रेस ने देश को बेच दिया होता. केजरीवाल जी, आपके सरकार की एक्टिविटीज के बारे 14 CAG रिपोर्ट्स हैं, आपने क्यों नहीं फाइल की? आपने क्यों नहीं उनको टेबल किया दिल्ली असेंबली के स्पीकर के पास, या आपने LG साहब को क्यों नहीं भेजी? और कल उच्च न्यायालय में, हाईकोर्ट में जब हियरिंग हुई, इवन द लर्नड जज सेड द मैनर इन विच यू हैव हैंडल्ड दिस एंड डिलेड दिस casts serious doubts on your bona fides. That's a polite way of saying you are a so-and-so.
So in a state like Madhya Pradesh, you had leader Shivraj Singh Chauhan. In Maharashtra, you had...
Here we have many. Here we have many. Here we have embarrassment of riches. So Delhi has a history of producing a lot of leaders. And once we are there, as the process goes, the party will make a determination of what the face will be in Delhi.
Sir, Arvind Kejriwal and Atishi says Ramesh Biduri may be...
No, tell them you choose your own leader. Whether it will be the temporary Atishi or the interim Atishi or erstwhile Kejriwal, you stick to your own party. As far as we are concerned, we won Maharashtra, we won Madhya Pradesh, we won Haryana. Haryana, we had a leader already there. In Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan we won. Did you ever hear as to who the chief minister was going to be? The party has a long established tradition of the parliamentary party or the legislative party and the central leadership. They sit down and discuss and then come up with a leader.
So for the last 25 years in the capital city, first 15 years were ruled by the Congress party. Now we are seeing the Aam Aadmi Party.
Now next 10 years BJP.
Are you confident of the...
100% confident. Because the process, again, I go amongst the people. I was born here. I grew up here. I went to university here. I know more people than people seem to realize. I have absolutely no doubt that the next election coming on the 5th, for which you'll get the results on the 8th, will show a decisive BJP.
But sir, do you not think that the BJP so far, till about the year 2025, has been unable to please the voters of the capital city?
No, you see, I think you have to be careful about your terminology. Somehow the impression is that if you do X, Y, Z, the voter gets... Voter is a very sophisticated, a very, also if I may say, slightly complicated. How come we win all 7 seats in the Lok Sabha elections? Same Delhi voter, na? The same person who casts a vote in the assembly or the corporation also casts a vote there. How come we win one and not the other? So there are more reasons which you and I will discuss as we go along.
Sir, Kejriwal has made a point. This is the last question that we are taking. Kejriwal today has made a point before the media that BJP has been distributing not just money but gold chains and bed sheets as well. What do you have to say on this?
He can say X is the face of the BJP. He can say if BJP comes, this will happen. Look, if you have a complaint, you've already gone and filed a complaint. They will come into it. If he's referring to one particular of our former MPs, he says, since his father's time, Sahib Singh Ji's time, there was an NGO which in winter they distribute blankets. What is he talking about? So I think he, of all people, they say, what are they saying? People living in glass houses. No, what is it? They shouldn't...
जो शीशे के घरों में रहते हैं वो दूसरे घरों पे पत्थर नहीं फेंकते.
नहीं फेंकते. So this the point is, I would say as far as we are concerned, we are an open chapter. We are the country's largest political party. People from other political parties come and join us. The main point is, Kejriwal, who is well known for this kind of distributive politics, he's talking, if there's an individual case, somebody, you've already filed a complaint, that will be looked into. That's all I can say.
Very last question, because we are running out of time. What is your agenda for the capital city? You have named a couple of things which are incomplete from the side of the Aam Aadmi Party. How would you like to see Delhi as a capital?
It's not my agenda. It's the BJP's agenda. It will come out in the manifesto. Just give me 2 days. I don't want to be putting an emphasis in anticipation of the manifesto. All of us have got thoughts. We have shared them with people. There's a group of people who have worked on the manifesto. You will be delighted when you see it.
So I appreciate your time.
Thank you very
Busy
much.
schedule. So this was an exclusive conversation with Hardeep Singh Puri, who is the Union Minister.